Ah, yes, Love Them Knives channel. You're back, and you should be. You're late. We got to talk about something. Steel Will? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, you probably saw that on the title of my video. Thanks for crashing my party. Hey, what are we going to do? What do we got here? We're going resident. No, I'm not a resident at a hospital. But maybe I could do some surgery. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so these are Steel Will knives. I'm just getting stupid, which is pretty much a continual state of being here. Don't talk to my wife about it. These are the Resident knives. These are crazy. I was on the site, just looking at the Steel Will knives, and, they sneak up on you. It's like, phew. Here I am, a new model. You didn't know about me? What, are you dumb? It's like, what? Where'd you come from? So, this is what happened to me with the Tenet. It's like, where did this come from? Why didn't I see this? So, I kept looking, and here it is. And guess what? This sun's got all smudgy up. I'll tell you what, there's satin grind. So they do. Satin D2 blades. These are like 3.6 inch blades, so these are not small knives in that regard. They're pretty light. This one's carbon fiber and titanium frame lock. Okay, keep that in mind. Hold on. Hold that thought. 3.6 inch blade. The Resident. Whoops. This is a Resident as well, but this is aluminum liner lock. Check out them fancy standoffs right there, huh? How about that blue? It's all pimp daddy. It's all good. Thumb disc. And is it, it's not a flipper knife, obviously. But check, okay, pocket clip. Deep carry. Right hand tip up. Right hand tip down. Left hand tip down. Left hand tip up. Carbon fiber one. Yep. Tip up, tip down. Right hand, left hand. Whew. I mean, this is, you could go any way you want. And it's got the blue standoffs. And this is not as much detent in this titanium one, which is pretty, isn't it? Like a bead blast, titanium back, D2, of course. This is the F15. This is the F15. You go, well, what the hell? Okay, so the titanium one is the F15-91. 91. The same age as I feel. And hold on. See, they stuck this on. This is a 51. 51 aluminum. Okay, so here's why they stuck this on there. Because the guy that sent it to me knows I'm a complete idiot. And I can't ever remember anything. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Steel Will knives, $69.99. But no! So this came off the Steel Will site, so they always give you their full pop right here on the price. But that's a bunch of horse dookie, right? Gentleman's knife, though, $15.51. But you go to Knife Outlet, I think, knifeoutlet.com. And no, it's not that. It's not $69. It's $59. Okay, so that's the aluminum one with the D2 blade, satin grind, blah, blah, blah. And here's your pause and read. Gentleman's knife, high-tech options such as carbon fiber and titanium, which they're talking about the Resident Folder series, as well as the more affordable of the textured anodized aluminum handle, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so 3.5 inch blade. I call it 3.6. I measured it. 4.58 close. So yeah, and it's then the Resident on Steel Will says, okay, titanium, carbon fiber with D2, $99.99. Wrong. It's $84.99 on Knife Outlet. So Just thought I'd just throw that at you so you wouldn't be able to see the knives anymore, just see paper in front of your face. Get back to the knives. Aluminum. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on here, right? Check that out. Open design. Okay. I don't know about a lanyard thing. Let's check that out. That might be interesting. First of all, let's see where we are with the blade. Yeah, we got some extra, don't we? Out here. We get extra out here. It's not laying out the whole length of the handle, although the handle's not that horribly long. So, I mean, it's part of the design thing as well. Well, that's not... Let me take a look at this. Well, hell, no wonder. That one is not tight. I wonder if I've been messing with it. Flicking it so much probably needs... You know what? Let's watch this. Watch this. Can we go both sides? We can go both sides, so I'm not sure. Let's watch it migrate. Watch it migrate. Oh, crap. There it goes. Right out in the middle, right? So, yeah. Might be one of those things where you might have to back it off just a skosh. Might have to do a little fine-tuning and do that. You know what I mean? A little bit of thread locker on there. Yeah, now it's centered right up. Yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was running that thing and playing like I was crazy good. Let's check this out now. Yeah, that's centered up fine. So that hadn't migrated. This one, yeah, you might have to put a little bit of thread lock on there just to kind of keep that from moving. You know, you get these pivots sometimes. These screws do. Have you noticed that some of the newer knives, they have a little rubber O-ring under the pivot screw? Keeps it from backing off so much. I'm going, okay, that was a smart idea. It's just starting to hit that I'm seeing that. But yeah, this one is just about right. I might have to adjust it a little bit more, but right now I just wanted the action to be where I wanted it. So yeah, there you go. This one's a tougher detent though. This one's a stickier detent. This one's much more laid back, but it's a frame lock, and the detent on here is not quite the same. Not quite the same. Gravity flip it out. It's probably about a 5 on the detent. But you know, since it's not a flipper, it's a flicker, it's nice to kind of have it to where you can flick that. Here we go. That one, you got to put a little bit more gusto into it, but it's more snappy when it comes out. Snaps harder. I bet these are light though. Let's check the weight on them. That's pretty important. Especially on these that are supposed to be gentleman folders. The aluminum first. 3.1 ounces. 89 grams. Okay? Keep that in mind. 3.1, 89. Next. Whoa, baby. There you go. Same. Aluminum versus titanium and carbon fiber. Sounds like I'm in the middle of the drag races. Somebody just stole my Harley. No, that can't be true. So, good size knife. We'll compare it to our resident EDCers here. 3.5 dead on. 8 just a skosh over. So about 20.5 centimeters. They're right there at 90 millimeters. Okay. Now, blade stock. What do you think? 3 something? Let's see if we can get in here without getting... 0.122, eighth of an inch, so 3.1 millimeters. I'm sure they're both the same. About 11 millimeters, 0.43. You know what? That's fairly slender carry. And the blade stock is 3 millimeters, so it's not real heavy. Although, you know, for a gentleman's knife, you probably want it like that. And yeah, why would you do that? That's 3 millimeters. This one, no, that's still fairly slender. Yeah, still fairly slender. About not quite 11 millimeters. So disengaging these, just not doing that. Pass-through's pretty obvious right there. And you've got some traction here, so it's not difficult to get a hold of. But that's a liner lock as opposed. This frame lock is really easy to access. Let's take a look down our. Okay, so we've got an insert in there. It's really hard to see it, isn't it? It's so much the color of the frame. And yes, there is an over travel stop right there. So I was just going, yeah, you can hear it tick when you hit it. But I mean, that is really easy to disengage. This is so much different feeling as far as, and you know, pass-throughs, pretty easy to get to, really easy to disengage. Probably, actually, maybe, oh, I almost got dangerous, right? Yeah, there you go. Middle finger flip, but I tried it on this one. I did it 1 time out of 10. That is really rugged. That's a rugged detent. That's a whole different ball of wax on this one. Now, is this going to vary by knife? Maybe. Maybe. So maybe you'll get one of these and it'll be, the detent will be less strong. And I think they probably would vary a bit from knife to knife. But this one, that's pretty good detent. That's probably a 6. Where this one here is probably a 5. I mean, yeah, you can gravity flip this one right out. This one, no, I can't even come close. So that's a big difference. Check that out. So let's throw up the Manex and see which knife is bigger. The Resident is. It's a bigger knife. It's a longer blade. Bigger overall. And they're both the same size. So I think we only need to do this on this one. Carbon fiber is nice. I don't think, let me look at this, because earlier I was kind of looking at this going, is this a laminate? But I don't think it is. Kind of look in through here. See? That's solid carbon fiber going through there. So that's not a G10 laminate, as you can see. Of course, no contouring per se here, but it's, you know, it's beveled all the way around. It's comfortable. The fit and finish is good on this knife. Looks pretty symmetrical grind-wise as well. Piercing, this should be good. Slicing, this should be good. And since it's not a flipper, you got more contact patch here than, because you don't have the flipper tab hanging down. Although you got this front choil, which keeps your finger from sliding forward pretty easy. Let's see where we're balanced at. Yeah, right there. So yeah, good balance on it. Good feel along here, ergonomics wise. And I'm not feeling that pocket clip, even though it's deep carry and it's carry every which where. Yeah, that's you know, that's not overly relaxed. It's fairly stiff, but not way stiff, kind of an in-between thing. And of course, nothing like here, it lays back over, so it's not going to be a hot spot in there. Doesn't feel so bad. If anything, you kind of feel it more up in here where it's the most separation from the scales in here. But yeah, you can get right up on here. Where's the choil? None. Yeah. It's still doable. It's just, it would have been kind of nice. Although I think you think about the design when you're making these, and maybe the choil's just not something that really goes well with this blade shape, as opposed to see how that, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I think you could have cut one in here, really, actually. And there's guys that will do that when they get these knives. You know, they'll add one. So yeah, that probably would have been a good idea, actually. Good for piercing, good for slicing. Very light. Although it's still a good size knife. So did we do a Benchmade comparison? It's right there with it. It's, you know, the Benchmade. Look at the high profile. Talk about a gentleman's knife. Yes, this is slender. Takes less room north and south up in your pocket. But yeah, this is slightly bigger still. Yeah. Even though this is kind of a monstrosity. It looks like a monster, doesn't it? Compared to that. Because it's so thick and fat. But this is a great knife to put in your hand. It really is. It's... Whew. But these much lighter, thinner, easier to carry. You can see in here bronze washers. Don't feel like bearings, and I don't think they are. You can tell just by the way that action of the blade is. In fact, it almost looks like there's like a synthetic on one side and a bronze on the other. Is that weird? Check that out. See? Yeah. I mean, you know, the Ganzo knives are famous for that. And of course, these are made in China. So, interesting. But yeah, I just thought that the shape was interesting. The style was interesting. They're light. Gentleman folder, yet they're a good size knife. So yeah, cool. What do you think? You got the all aluminum liner lock, open design, blue standoffs, D2 steel, right? Click, bang, right? A lot tougher detent. And then you got the titanium frame lock, carbon fiber. So you got choices. This one's a little bit more expensive, $85 as opposed to $60, but right in there. Depends on what your pleasure is. You know, there's no shame in liner locks. I mean, and this ain't gonna snail trail, so it'll be a lot tougher. So, you know, there are pros and cons with these, depending on what you're gonna use them for, how you're gonna carry them, that kind of thing, and what your hit list is as far as carbon fiber, titanium as opposed to liner lock, and tougher, more resistant to abuse. So take care, my friends. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Love Them Knives channel. We have our Trader's Corner on the 10th of every month. We have a pass around group, which you can join if you want to. We have table sales, which you can be on the advance notice list, so you get to pick and choose at least 24 to 48 hours before it goes public. Yes, you do. And stay with us. We do some really odd, strange, off-the-wall brands that are lesser known, but really good. So many good knives being made in China today, either by American companies like Steel Will, or they're emerging Chinese companies. So either way, good stuff coming, lots of choices, incredible selection, and we win as consumers. Because you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.